I know that Black Americans, we are not a monolith. I can't tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But I really want to offer some friendly, loving, brotherly advice. Let's stay out of the way and stay at home, because with all these distractions that we have that are currently going on in our country, the Orange Man, aka President Trump, is secretly and publicly at the same time erasing foundational Black American history from public sectors. So no one can know the achievements, no one can know the contributions of what our people have done in this country. And we did be the tariffs, immigrants, illegal and legal, kidnapping presidents, trying to buy other countries. We still have bigger problems that only we could be able to solve. So let's start off being very, very real from the jump, because clarity is one of those things missing in moments like this. This is not our fight. This is not our protest. This is not our war, and definitely not our children's bodies to put between federal agents and people who are not legally supposed to be here in the first damn place. Now, Black Americans did not build this country just to be used as human shields for everybody else's chaos. And that's the part that nobody really wants to say out loud. Every time that something pops off in the country, immigration, foreign conflicts, religious wars, cultural wars, somebody looks around and says, where are the Black people at? Why are the Black people out here not here protesting? Not because they care about us, but because historically we've been the shock absorbers. We absorb the violence, the blame, the moral guilt, the consequences, and then we get told to be quiet afterwards. This ICE moment, this is not ours. Whether you agree with ICE or not. To me, it's very irrelevant. That's a policy debate, not a street fight. ICE is apprehending illegal immigrants. This is not a foundational Black American issue. That does not involve our lineage, our reparations claim, our political leverage, or our collective future. So the correct response is not show up, block the vans, protect them, stand in front. The correct response is stand down, stay home, protect your family. I can't tell you what to do, and we're not a monolith, but can I at least give some insight? Can I at least give some advice? Because let's talk about this whole Minneapolis situation, because this is where emotions replace the truth. We were told that a Black family accidentally drove into a protest. ICE deployed tear gas inside of their car. A 6-month-old baby nearly died, and the family was innocent. The family wasn't part of the protest. And then Americans all across the country opened their wallets. They have garnered and gained almost $200,000 raised off that particular story. Because we love a heartfelt story. If you have $1 to give, you gave $1. But then the facts started to show up, or at least alleged facts started to show up. And facts don't care about feelings, whether it be live streams, 911 timestamps rather, dispatch records. What do they suggest? That both parents were outside the vehicle, actively present at the protest, while I heard different reports, 3 to 6 children were left inside the car, unattended for close to 45 minutes. And that changed everything for me.
Foam like around his mouth. Nobody wants to see their kids like that.
Chaotic moments in North Minneapolis Wednesday night as chemical gas, flashbangs, and fireworks were exchanged.
We were leaving South Minneapolis from our son's basketball game at Anderson Middle School.
As the night unfolded,
we started to see, lights and stuff.
One North Minneapolis family trying to make their way home.
Like, even trying to leave, I couldn't go backwards, forward. It was like I was stuck.
Destiny and Sean Jackson, along with their 6 kids, had just left the nearby grocery store after the game when they turned onto Lyndale. Sean says they tried to take a side street after they saw the crowds.
There's nothing we can do if it's blocked off.
Sean and Destiny say they were stuck between crowds of protesters and law enforcement. When law enforcement tried to disperse the crowd,
all we heard was boom, and every airbag deployed.
They say a flashbang went off near their car as tear gas enveloped them.
And I was screaming for my oldest son, Sean. I'm like, get out, get out. Like, I can't, Mom, and I can't breathe.
Destiny says bystanders pulled her into a home to check on her as she screamed that her 6-month-old child was still in the car.
He was just like lifeless, like he had like foam like around his mouth, and he had tears coming out his eyes. I was getting him mouth to mouth, and I remember stopping and I said, I will give you all my breath till you get yours back, because nobody wants to see their kids like that.
The family was taken to the hospital, all now okay.
Like, my kids' stuff is still in the car. My son's school stuff.
A family on their way home, caught in chaos.
Now, I know a lot of us are just hoping, praying, and wishing that this alleged story is true rather than fake, fraud, and fraudulent, because that's what a lot of the reports that have been coming out behind this, okay? A lot of reports have been coming out behind this.
6 young children is evacuating an SUV engulfed in tear gas during protests in Minneapolis.
There's kids in the car! There's kids in the car! Record that! There's kids in the car!
Destiny Jackson told CNN they were driving home from her son's basketball game the night an immigration agent shot a man in the leg. They didn't know, though, a protest was underway.
Guys, this stuff helps.
Again, that's the tell of the tape of what occurred with that incident. Now, this stops being an ICE story and becomes a parental negligence story if these allegations are true. And the silence afterward, that's loud. No clarification, no correction, no accountability, just quiet. Because again, we're going through some of the tapes here that I want you guys to see of how that this is possibly a fraudulent act. Because right after this, they started a GoFundMe. Okay. Here it states, remember the family that raised $200,000 after claiming ICE tear gassed their baby while they were just driving home from a basketball game. And they showed them in a crowd, which seems to be part of the protest, and both of them are present. And while this was occurring, they are allegedly supposed to be in the car with 6 children unattended for at least 45 minutes, supposedly, okay? I'm just pointing these things out.
Saying that ICE tear gassed a 6-month-old, so I had to do a little bit more digging. The parents, Sean and Destiny Jackson, say they were driving home from, I believe, their son's basketball game when tear gas near a riot got into their SUV, almost killed their 6-month-old baby. The baby had stopped breathing, and they afterwards nearly raised almost $200,000 with a GoFundMe. New evidence is popping up, and it's now raising serious questions about what happened that night. A protester's live stream with timestamps appears to show both parents outside of their vehicle at the protest between roughly 8:30 and 8:45 p.m. There's no children visible in this video, meaning the children were left in the car. Dispatch records show a 911 call that happened around 9:22 p.m. This suggests that the kids were left in the car unattended for almost 45 minutes. Public records also show that the mother, Destiny Jackson, has a prior conviction related to a murder-robbery case, which has fueled accusations of fraud. The family has not responded to these new accusations, and the story is still developing. I'm going to play the 911 dispatch call that was placed about the tear-gassed child. You'll see the.
Now, for those who like to follow timelines and timestamps, maybe you used to be historical conspiracy theorists. These timelines actually line up with this lady is stating, and I think it's important because these, again, I started off telling you the premise that foundational Black Americans are not a monolith, but that does not mean that people don't judge us as such. And I know those people who do that are usually race baiting. They are, white supremacists or white supremacist affiliate that think that one family, one person like a Jussie Smollett that will speak for the larger demographic of 48 million people. We know that to be untrue, but that's the country that we live in, unfortunately. And if this is founded that this is absolutely true, I know it's hard for me to say this. It's not that it's going to look bad for you. It's going to look bad for me. It's going to look bad for everybody, really. Okay, because again, $200,000, you had the Somali girl who pretended like she got assaulted, even though she's not a foundation Black American, but they just look at Black people, especially in America, as a monolith. That's why this delineation movement is something very powerful, because if you're going to label us as such, make sure you label us correctly. Let me let you guys listen in on this 911.
Timestamps.
That's been exposed to tear gas at 404 India, engine floor. We got a report to 626 23rd Avenue North, a baby that's been exposed to tear gas.
So clearly, this is still a developing story, considering that the family has not responded for comment about the timestamps not lining up, why they're in these pictures during this live stream. So follow for straight news. And
on their way home from basketball practice, and they said that ICE threw tear gas at their car, and it almost killed their 6-month-old baby. And then everybody said, see, told y'all Black people was next. They targeting Black people. Remember that? Look who was found at the protest an hour before their car was hit with tear gas. There go to mom.
Now, that is why that timestamps are important from the 911 operator, because they was out there protesting an hour before their car was hit. Okay, before that made that call. So that's utterly important to this case.
Just chilling. Didn't seem like they was just coming home from basketball practice and they happened to get caught on the street with ICE. Seemed to me like they part of the crowd. In the video, it was hard to spot the dad, but you can see in this picture right here that dad was in the same crowd. Now, what's crazy is that the point that I made was for the original story they told, which is now proven to be a lie, which was that, why are you stopping at a peaceful crowd with babies in the back seat when you know the block is hot? Because they said they stopped at the crowd and they saw the mother-in-law there, and next thing you know, ICE was in front of them and behind them, boxed them in, tear gas went off, baby couldn't breathe. Even with that story, I was like, why are you stopping at a crowd with a baby in the backseat? But now you telling me y'all was at this protest for a full hour with the kids in the car. That is far much worse than I thought. And I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I didn't even say they were lying. I just said, why would you stop at a crowd with children in the back?
Can we discuss the bigger issue? Not the parents. The children, 6 of them were unattended in the backseat of this car. And unfortunately, if this, again, all these are just different allegations and alleges here and there, but if this is found to be true, do you know that they could possibly take their children? And some of you may say, yeah, they don't, but I'd rather have the children with the parents. But if the parents are leaving their children unattended, I feel like I'm in a conundrum going back and forth. Because even with this story, foundational Black Americans, we are once again emotionally drafted into defending something we didn't create and didn't benefit from. And here's a part people don't like. Black Americans are not a monolith. I'm going to say it all night. But everybody else treat us like one. They do that all the time. When one Black person shows up to a protest, suddenly Black people are doing this. The Black community support this. Black voters believe that. No other group gets treated like this. And that's why discipline matters. I agree with him. Why are you guys running up on a protest? I would turn my car around. Not my problem. Not my war. Not my fight. Because, again, can't speak for you, can't do for you. I can give some friendly advice. If you are FBA, your present carries weight, whether you want it to or not. So being reckless with where you show up is not bravery. It's irresponsibility. It's irresponsibility. And you know what? Before we move to this next one, talking about Jake Lane, and we got this Sambo dude out there doing this, that, and the other, taking up for this racist guy, I want you guys to really listen in on a message from our sponsor.
Don't get mad at me. I'm just asking questions. When did illegal aliens become the top priority of the United States of America? That's my question. My first question. My second question is, when the fuck did Black people start caring whether or not illegal aliens got deported back to their own country? Because I've been around for a while now. I ain't never heard that shit even one day in my entire life up until very, very, very recently. Right? All of a sudden, we got the fake Black Panthers out here talking about they're going to protect illegals from ICE. My question is, you talking about you know, ICE is out here wearing masks and terrorizing the people. Where the fuck was y'all at when niggas was out here wearing masks and terrorizing the community and the murder rate was going sky high, right? And women was getting carjacked at the gas station left and right. We seen mothers chasing the goddamn car down because the baby's still in the back seat. When public transportation went to shit, right? And the people just trying to get to work and get to school feel less and less safe on public transportation because motherfuckers is shooting guns and shooting dope right on the fucking bus. Where the fuck was y'all at then? Don't come to me with this Black Panther, pro-black shit about no illegal aliens and y'all wasn't around when the community was going through shit. The community's still going through shit and y'all wasn't nowhere around. All of a sudden, illegal aliens are threatened to be deported as they fucking should, and y'all outside fake ass bullshit Black Panthers. This fucking light skinned nigga running around and he from Cali, he ain't from Philly. Yo, man, I'm gonna just say this, and I don't mean no harm, but we are the most easily manipulated people on the face of the goddamn planet. Don't fall for this shit, man. Don't go fucking with no federal agents. Don't go worry about no illegals. Don't be trying to fight ICE because it ain't your fucking problem, man. Raise your kids, get your money, build your credit, get your situation right. You in the land of opportunity. They want to be here. You was born here. You know what I'm saying? You have the opportunity. Don't let these people gas you up and tell you you a victim and you ain't got access. Get the fuck out here and do something for yourself. Don't worry about no motherfucking illegal aliens, man. That's their fucking problem. And I hope they all get fucking sent back to where they came from because I'm worrying about me and mine. Black, white, purple, or green. I care about Americans. Fuck anybody else.
Yeah, I can't really follow that one, ladies and gentlemen. Usually I have a lot to say, but that brother took my breath away. That was very powerful and very truthful. But this next one, we're really going to touch on this whole Jake Lang incident that you guys probably been hearing that's been going around these social media streets. What we know about Jake Lang, he's a known racist. He's openly hostile, openly dangerous. And who saves him? A black man. Not because Jake Lang changed, not because he repented, but because the black man said, Jesus told me to love. And then what happens next? Jake Lang came out and totally just denigrated the whole thing that this black man has done for him. So we're going to look at this timeline right here. So it states here, it's crazy how, let me blow this up for you guys. My apologies. It's crazy how time is cyclical. Nazi Jake Lang was protected and escorted to safety by a black man. And that reminded me of another event, different time, same vibe. And she's referring to this where this black lady was protecting this guy. He had the whole Dukes of Hazzard jacket on, some racist tattoos, etc. Black people to the rescue. But I tell you, we will rescue everybody else except ourselves sometimes. See, that's what I was saying about that brother was very powerful because sometimes the truth is very hard. See, for a weak, emotional, unintelligent person, tell them the lie. That'll build them up. But for a strong person who deals in facts, in logic, and truth, don't lie to them. That'll break them down. It says that Jake Lang, Jake Lang was over here repeatedly shouting the N-word, this N-word and that N-word when anti-ICE protesters closed in on him. And it was a law-abiding, compassionate black man that saved him from receiving a well-earned lesson. Why are we out here in these protest streets with all these different groups that don't care nothing about?
Just go. Let him go, y'all. Let him go.
I'm still trying to figure out how is it that we always receive what we never garner, the energy. We never receive protection like this. We never receive protection like this. Jake Lang says thank you and then reaffirms that his hatred anyway. about the great white replacement. Ain't nobody replacing white people. You guys have always been the minority. And this right here is not redemption. It's confirmation. This is confirmation. You go down this timeline. I mean, this guy is really putting his life on the line for this known racist. This is crazy.
Jake Lang showed up to me.
So the crazy thing about this family is that and I know there's always one. There's always one of us somewhere we don't belong. Always one of us somewhere we don't belong and something that we shouldn't be doing. Again, I know this is my perspective, my opinion. There's probably some of you that would have been out there maybe protecting him, maybe. But again, I'm going to let you guys hear what he had to say, because some of you may be on board with this. But my thing is, regardless of my spiritual grounding, my spiritual belief, my morals, my ethics, how about this? I'm just going to remove myself physically from that area. That way I don't have to get involved and things don't have to battle with my spirit.
Now, at the end of the day, my job.
Way to be fucking brave and try to fucking do something.
Yeah, my job, my purpose on earth, and my spirit told me I'm the son of God.
Oh my God, I hear the people in the background give them that a boy. Good job, boy. Good job. Thanks for saving us.
All right. A lot of people gonna think I'm lying. And I just showed you again.
They got you.
It shows you again that I don't have to lie, but I move off love and unity. And that's how Jesus walked. If y'all Christians, that's how Yahweh walked. If y'all Africans and y'all roots, Yahweh walked just showing love regardless of what somebody did to you. When they crucified him on the cross, he still forgave everybody for their sins. And they down there killed him. So it's like we can't treat hate with hate. Love overcome hate any day. When one motherfucker starts showing love, everybody show love. But if one person hate, everybody hate. It's a domino effect, just like a domino. That's that. But it was my job.
Can we be realistic? I can disagree and agree with somebody at the same time. That's how strong I am. He is saying some very positive things. He's saying some very positive things, and I totally understand. But just like, females used to tell guys back in the day, I can love him from afar. I don't have to be near you.
Job and my purpose.
We stole his watch.
Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, let me see the watch. Hey, watch this. Hey, come here. Hey, someone come here, Melo. Hey, check it out. You, come here. Yeah, you, yeah. Yeah, so look, keep that on. At the end of the day, this what he came. I don't know what this shit is. A fake ass, what they call these watches? Out of my boutique. The world is fake. You hear me? All this shit is fake. Stop paying y'all money for this shit.
Some people out there say that things are fake, money is fake. Yeah, it's all fake, but death is real. I don't know. Racism is real, but race is fake. Because I even did a video, race is a social construct, because it is. The most things that are different between Homo sapiens, human beings, is the outside. The inside is 99.9% the same. But when it comes to this, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem with performative forgiveness. It confuses morality with self-destruction. You don't save a scorpion, then act shocked when it stings you. That's not Christ-like, because he kept bringing up Yahweh and Christ and Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Yeah, we all may strive to be Christ-like, but Christ died and rose again. When we die, you have to wait till he come back in the rapture. I digress. See, that's the issue here, ladies and gentlemen. We have to pick our battles very strategically, because we've been doing this for, decades. Speaking up and fighting up for other groups of people who don't give a damn about us, let alone a known racist. And see, this kind of get me back, because people have been commenting on my Druski videos. people were really mad at Druski because the joke, you know, wasn't exaggerated. It was accurate, in my opinion. This is my personal account. You can beat me up in the comment section. I'm going to respond. But it was accurate as it pertains to some mega churches. I'm not talking about priests, reverends, people that you may follow, but follow the word, not the man. But we're talking about prosperity, gospel, cult personalities, endless tides, no accountability. Religion has been used over and over as a behavioral control system for Black Americans. How is it that we, not officially a Christian country, but majority of Americans who've been here for generations are Christians? How is it that Black Americans are the only true Christians that's taking up and dying and protesting, or whether it be civil rights or human rights, for all these other groups, but we won't do it for ourselves? Just like the guy stated, the Black Panther Party, not the original Black Panther Party, and the new Black Panther Party never show up in communities where we need the most help, but they show up for everybody else, because that is a stain on the original Black Panther Party, because the first community that they helped was the Black community. They even came up with a 10-point plan, and that was for the Black community. But all of a sudden, Paul Birdsong gets all this notoriety of speaking up for all these other people, but you haven't seen them nowhere else. Again, religion has been used over and over as a behavior control system for us. Turn the other cheek, wait on God, pray harder, forgive more. Meanwhile, no institutions built, no wealth protected, no enemies neutralized, no future secured. That's not spirituality, that's exploitation. And the reason people react emotionally is simple. Hear dogs holler, and they holler very loudly. Because I want you guys to really look at the pattern. Black people show up, Black people get blamed, Black people get hurt, Black people get nothing, and then we put that on wash and repeat. Immigration fights, we're there. Foreign wars, we're there in the movements. Religious movements, we're taking up for them. We're beating feet. We out there protesting with the Hispanics, illegal. We out there protesting for the war in Gaza. I get it. Innocent people are being killed. Innocent children are being killed. But family, we have our own problems. We have our own families. We have our own communities. We have our own problems. We have family members that we can probably help out, that you probably disregarded them, but we're here protesting. We either be on social media or actually on the street. We're part of these religious movements, and none of these groups of people come out in droves to assist and help us. And I know that some of the people that make these comments, more times than not, they're affiliated with a person or people or group from whatever demographic that serves their personal interests. White nationalist chaos. We got him saving people. Look, I'm just looking at this clip because this is utterly ridiculous. And I know some of you are going to see that he's literally the only Black person in the shot, literally, that I can see. But let me tell you guys this. None of these groups will save us when things turn ugly. I've been looking at Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, for the past 2 weeks, and Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is on a tangent about white replacement and white people being a minority and white people are dissipating. And once that happened, basically all the non-white people are going to annihilate white people. Lord have mercy. Maybe one day people will go back to their homelands. I don't know. Their countries, their tribes. I don't know. America's been too sweet. Our ancestors did a really good job. But nonetheless, we're going to be told as foundational Black Americans to stay here and fix it. And for far too long, they have been dependent on our loyalty to this country, while this country has not been loyal to us. While all these things are occurring, all these tariffs here and there, yeah, we should tax these other countries, as we should. We kidnapping presidents. We're trying to pay Greenlanders $100,000 to basically take over their country. We're out here protesting for illegal immigrants that we know, and that was in Minnesota, no less. So were you protesting for illegal immigrants or the immigrants who committed the billions of dollars in fraud? I don't know. This is a suicide pact, in my opinion. We're killing ourselves. They talking about black on black crime. This is stupid on stupid crime, in my opinion, because if you are FBA, avoid ICE operations, in my opinion. Avoid immigration protests. Avoid shielding other people's conflicts. Avoid being used as a moral cover. Your job is not to save the world, because nobody saves us. Your job is to protect your lineage, if anything. Protect you, protect your family, protect your community, protect your lineage, because nobody else will. Because when you're out here protesting for all these other groups because you feel they're being, assaulted and humane acts have been, done upon them, who has your back? Will they have your back? Just because you may see, there's a black protest and maybe there's one Hispanic person out there, one Asian person out there, one white person out there. But while all these things are occurring in this country, we're also going to discuss how Trump is erasing foundational Black American history publicly. He's doing it publicly while the distractions of all these terrorists and immigrants and kidnapping presidents and trying to buy countries. When people say that we live in a system of white supremacy, it's very easy to define white supremacy, let alone who is a white supremacist. Don't forget, the vice president of these United States said publicly at Turning Point USA during their AM festival that we don't have to apologize for being white anymore. When have white people have ever apologized for being white? I almost feel like Black Americans, we got to apologize for being black in the country that we build. What? Let me read some of your comments. I see people chiming in. Says, I live in California. Yeah, we have officially delineated. Jeff says, immigrants are trying to bog haul our country, but quiet as kept is not going to work. This is our land. Let ICE do their job. In all our communities, the Democrats have helped a walk of life except for FBAs, so leave ICE alone. As for the couple who claim their kid got hurt during an ICE raid, they look suspect, okay? Chair says, you got to understand, my bro, people have family that mix with black husband or wife, but one from another country, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, I keep that all in mind. I know there's blended families, mixed families, and things of that nature, but listen, this is about survival. This is about survival of a people. I want you guys to really think about how long we've been here on paper. We've been here on paper since 1526. Then I want you to look at the Somalis that came over. I want you to look at the Nigerians that came over. I want you to look at the Jamaicans that came over, the Koreans that came over, the Japanese that came over, the Eastern Europeans that came over, the Middle Easterners, the Arabs that came over. They're the ones owning the gas station. They're the ones owning the 7-Eleven. You remember, I remember growing up, I was very young. But I lived in Chocolate City, Washington, D.C., 70% black. The stores I went to were either black owned or black ran. But slowly but surely, that store started being owned by an Asian person. That store over there started being owned by an Indian person. How? Oh, well, and then we'll have some black apologists say, well, black people weren't paying taxes, so a lot of their business got taken. That's untrue. Price gouging and price hacks. We have systemic issues that still exist today. But you'll have some black people to give excuse while all of our business have all of a sudden this evaporated. Yeah, we have these little hubs in Atlanta and Houston where we have these black enclaves of black businesses, and it's growing. But these immigrants have come over here using the same tax dollars with the meager salaries and hourly pay that we receive. And the government has been paying them hand over fist. And they've been building businesses, living a great life right here in America as they turn their nose up at us. Charles Olsen State, why are you telling people what to do, bro? That's not right. You can keep your energy to yourself, gang. I said, this is my opinion. I said, you know what? That's why I know we have to stop being so damn emotional when people just give insight, clarification, and being very opinionated. I said in the very beginning of this video, I know that we are not a monolith. I can't tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But I want to offer some friendly, loving, brotherly advice. So again, I got into a small conversation with one of the guys I play poker with. And he's a foundational Black American, but his wife is Hispanic. Do I need to say any more what the conversation was about? He watched some of my material. He didn't agree with some of my material. And as we were talking, and at this time, I didn't know that his wife was Hispanic. I was like, why is he fervently, really protecting and defending this? Oh, that's right. His wife is Hispanic. FBA salute to you guys.